Now for the second part, most of them are based on your lifestyle. Some of them you might want to disable them, while for the rest of it you might want to just keep it as usual. So without further delay, let's dive in. Use auto lock. While the screen is on, you are consuming power, so make sure that your iPhone isn't awake when you don't need it to be. If you want to get the maximum battery life, it is wise to set the auto lock to an ultra low 30 seconds. This way, your iPhone will automatically go to standby mode quickly when it is not being used. Utilize this will provide a substantial improvement to your battery life over time. Turn off Siri suggestions. Siri is supposed to function as your digital assistant, so on iOS, Siri will make suggestions based on your activity. If you get coffee most days, for example, Siri may suggest your order around the time you normally place it. That's great, but she has to do some work in the background to make this happen, which, you guessed it, drains battery. Depending on your lifestyle, Siri is very useful, especially while you are driving and you need to check your appointment reminder, messages, answer calls, and etc. Kill active listening. Selected iOS devices support hands-free Siri, meaning you can say, "Hey Siri," and ask a question without having to touch your iPhone. But that means the device is awaiting your command. So if you don't use Siri that much, turn off active listening could help with battery drain. Besides that, you can leave press home or slide button for Siri enable, and still can call Apple's Assistant with the push of a button. Customize fetch new data. Having email on your phone can be super convenient, and data fetches mean your inbox is always displaying the most recent messages. But you can customize how these fetches occur so that your iPhone isn't draining its battery by constantly searching for new messages or calendar items. The email setting on the iPhone can be configured to automatically download messages to the phone when messages arrive on the email server. It is useful to have up-to-date email folders, but constant downloads drain the battery faster than necessary. Instead, open the Mail app and refresh it manually to check for new messages. Check your Mail settings to make sure push is turned off and fetch set to manually, or if you must, hourly. Don't close your app. You may have heard that clearing them out will save battery life, but it's a myth. Frequently sweeping up to close apps actually uses up more battery power and makes your phone run slower. Regularly closing apps can make the battery drain faster. Relaunching an app over and over uses more battery than letting the app in the background. So don't close your app and make sure you disable background app refresh so that your apps won't be running in the background. Turn off fitness tracking. With the addition of the Motion Core processor to the iPhone 5s and later models, the iPhone can track steps and other fitness activities. It is a great feature for those who want to stay in shape, but the non-stop tracking requires battery life. Disable this feature if you don't use your iPhone to track your motion or you have a fitness band. Turn off auto time zone. The iPhone can automatically update its time depending on where you are in the world, because the iPhone determines the correct time via location services. This uses a small amount of power. So turn it off if you don't need it. Use reduced motion. One of the coolest features introduced in iOS 7 is called background motion. It is subtle. Move the iPhone and watch the app icons and background image move independently of each other as if on different planes. This parallax effect is neat to show off, and it makes the iPhone seem more alive. However, it offers little functionality and it takes a toll on an iPhone battery. Don't take app suggestion. Suggested ads uses your location to figure out where you are and what you are near. It uses this information to determine which apps you might want to use based on where you are. This feature uses extra battery life to maintain your location and communicate with the App Store. Turn it off if you don't need it. Don't send diagnostic data to Apple or developers. Sending diagnostic data, anonymous information about how a device is working or not working that helps Apple improve its products. To Apple, it is helpful and something you choose during the device setup. However, regularly and automatically uploading data uses the battery in the background. So to prevent your iPhone from sending diagnostic data, turn it off and save battery. Avoid poor or no reception areas. The iPhone will use more power to maintain an operational mobile data connection in low coverage regions. Do check the signal strength indicator on top of the iPhone screen. The lower the amount of bars, the less the signal strength and the more battery power used by the iPhone to stay connected. If you are not planning on using the iPhone for calls, when and especially in low or no coverage areas, enabling airplane mode is a better choice in this situation. Avoid dynamic backgrounds. Live and dynamic wallpapers offer a neat interface to a static background image. These wallpapers also affect battery life. Sticking to still wallpapers is an easy way to save iPhone battery life. Dynamic backgrounds don't need to be turned off. Just don't select images in the dynamic section when changing the iPhone wallpaper. Disable mobile data calls through other devices. If your iPhone and Mac are on the same Wi-Fi network, calls can be placed and answered through your Mac using the iPhone's mobile data connection. This turns the Mac into an extension of the iPhone. Using this feature does drain the iPhone battery, so turn it off if your iPhone is just beside your Mac. Use the iPhone in its prescribed operational temperature ranges. When you play games like PUBG, the temperature will be higher than usual. When your iPhone uses more processed power, the temperature will get higher. You can't check your iPhone temperature, but you should check your surrounding temperature. Make sure it is not too cold or too hot. The operating temperature is between 0 Celsius to 35 Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit to 95 Fahrenheit. Always install iOS updates. Yes, a major one like iOS14 might kill your battery at first, but updates often include fixes that will solve these minor bugs and battery draining problems. This often leads to criticism of a new version of iOS for draining the iPhone's battery when in fact it is just the final part of the upgrade process. You should be patient because new iOS needs to perform various background tasks which makes the device uses more resources. Thus, it is completely normal and things will go back to previous performance after a few days. Alright, I hope you guys find this content useful. Now that you know how you can save battery life, it is a good idea to turn your attention to security and privacy. iOS 14 has the latest privacy features which you should know of, such as Wi-Fi private address, location data, recording indicator, Safari privacy report, and etc. If you are interested, I do have a video about that too. Lastly, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, or even share it to your friends. Help me share this out. Your sharing will encourage me to make more good content in the future. Thank you. Until we meet again in my next video, please stay safe. Bye.